I'm going to walk through how to do this case very quickly. The case itself gives you step-by-step directions, but I'm going to give you an overview here. So the first thing we're going to do is we have our data set. My data set is different than what you have to do the exercise. I'm working with a different data set, but the principles will be the same. So we go to the ratios worksheet. So I'm going to click down here, get in the ratios worksheet. Notice that we have income statement, statement of retained earnings, balance sheet. Those can be in different order. That's fine. So for the first item we have to do, we have to calculate working capital. So working capital, I am going to get the information from that from the balance sheet. So I'm going to do equal, and then I'm going to move my pointer down here, click on balance sheet, and working capital is going to be total current assets minus current liabilities. And the only one we have here is accounts payable. So I hit enter, and there's my working capital. Then the next item down, I'm going to do a whole row. The next item down is the current ratio. Now the current ratio is going to be, again, going back to that balance sheet, it's going to be my current assets divided by my current liabilities, and I only have one current liability there. Okay, now the next item down, quick ratio. Now the quick ratio does not include inventory. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a parenthesis there because I'm going to have to add a couple numbers together. So I'm going over to the balance sheet. I'm going to take cash plus accounts receivable, end parenthesis, and then I'm going to divide that by current liabilities, and I've only got the one there. Okay, so my debt ratio. Now the debt ratio is going to refer to the balance sheet again. The debt ratio, I'm going to go back to the balance sheet. So in the debt ratio cell, back to the balance sheet, I'm going to take, let's see, total liabilities, divide by total assets. Okay? Times interest earned ratio. Times interest earned ratio comes from the income statement. So I'm going to head to the income statement here. And times interest earned ratio is going to take my operating income divided by my interest expense. Okay. Gross margin percentage. Now that's going to come from my income statement. So I'm going to go over to the income statement, going to take gross margin, divide by sales. Okay, and then our final ratio here is the return on sales. Now return on sales is going to be, we're going to have to do a subtraction and then divide. So I'm going to use a parenthesis, and I'm first going to go to the income statement, and I'm going to take net income minus, now here's where I need to go to the statement of retained earnings because I need to subtract the dividends. Now, look what I just did. I subtracted it, but this dividends is negative. So I'm going to go back up to the very beginning, and instead of subtracting it, I'm going to add it. And the reason I can add it is because it's already negative in the statement. So I just did a correction of what I did. So I have my income statement, going to take the net income, subtract the dividends, and then I'm going to divide that by sales. So I'm going back to the income statement, divide by sales. Okay? Now, so I've got all the formulas. They don't look very good, but I'm going to format them now. So it tells us working capital, we want to format as a number, 0 decimal places. So I'm going to right-click, format cells. There's a couple different ways you can do this. So this is just the way that I'm doing it. I'm going to do number, 0 decimal places, and use the thousand separator. Makes it just a little bit easier to read with that comma in there. So use the thousand separator. Okay, so next one down, current, quick, debt, and times interest earned ratios. So we're going to do the current, quick. I'm holding down the control key so I can do several at once. Debt times interest earned ratio. These are going to be formatted the same, and I'm going to format cells, and it tells me number and 2 decimal places. So number, 2 decimal places. I don't need to worry about thousand separators here because these are small numbers. So there we go. Now, the gross margin percentage and return on sales, we want to format those as percentages. So I'm going to select both of them. Do the format cells again. And then we will do percentage, 2 decimal places. Click OK. Okay, now I did the first year, so now I'm going to copy this, and I can just take it by that fill handle and drag it across. And you see the formatting gets copied as well. Now we're going to insert Sparklines. So I'm going to go right over here, and when you see, I'm going to select these 3, and then see this little box that shows up? I'm going to click on it. I'm going to select Sparklines and lines. That works well. And there I've got a Sparkline. And it's a little graph of those 3. I'm just going to copy it right down. And then when I'm done, the next instruction says to save your workbook. So I'm going to do a file, save as, and we are good there, and we are done with how you do this Excel file.